Hi everybody. Today I'm going to talk about gluten. So what is gluten? Gluten is a group of proteins stored in endosperm of the seeds of various um, grains like wheat, rye, barley and oats. 50, 60 years ago, there was only 5% gluten in these seeds. But today it contains 50%, which is 10 times more. Scientists engineered the genes of the seeds to be more resistant to insects and bacteria, which means when the insect bites it, it kills the insects and the bugs. And it's also sprayed with glyphosate or Roundup 14 days before harvest to kill the weeds around the wheat and the crops. Research shows that glyphosate is an endocrine disruptor and it kills also the good bacteria in our gut. If it kills the other bugs and insects, that means it kills ourselves, our gut also, and our bacteria in our gut. Since the gluten-containing food is the most consumed food, therefore is more sprayed with herbicides and pesticides, which kills the bacteria and tears up the intestines of the insects. It does the same to our intestines and our gut. So why some people become gluten intolerant and develop leaky gut syndrome and some people don't? So there are not only one reason, there are many reasons. First is genetics. So you have to be genetically predisposed to get this disease. Second is use of antibiotics. Then toxic overload of all the toxins that are around us that we breathe, that we put on our skin and eat also, and stress. So if somebody lives a healthy life without stressors, eating healthy food, avoiding toxins and doing exercise, and he might never get this disease. Like myself, I got the leaky gut syndrome, but my family, my husband and my son didn't get it. That was because of my stress and also maybe toxins and antibiotic use in the years before. So all together contributes in getting develop a leaky gut syndrome. So if you have leaky gut syndrome, you have to avoid gluten. That's a must. But you have to be careful to buy gluten-free food because if you there was a recent study in 2014. They tested gluten-free food of 286 gluten-free food, and that was labeled as a gluten-free. They found they are 98.7% free of gluten. So for celiac disease, that's a risk again, like 1.3% there is gluten. But those who are normally gluten-free, like rice, like quinoa, like other seeds, if you buy them, it says it may contain gluten. What does it mean? That means these seeds, they don't contain in the seed the gluten protein, but the factory which produced which transports in the truck wheat. First they transport wheat and then they transport the rice and the quinoa or other seeds. They don't wash the trucks. So the rice gets contaminated with gluten from the wheat that was transported before. So unless it says gluten-free, so you might be at risk getting gluten from that food into your body. So that food, which normally didn't contain gluten, that was tested, 180 gluten, not gluten food like rice, corn, and oats. It turns out they have 24.7 had toxic level of gluten. 24.7% toxic level of gluten. So that's every 1 out of 4. has gluten. Try to avoid gluten as much as you can by buying gluten-free labeled gluten-free food. If you do consume gluten, just keep in mind that the gluten, your body makes antibodies of this gluten, which will be in your body. It will last for 3 months. Okay, so that was about gluten. If you have any questions, comments, please write below and send me a message. And in my next video, I will talk about oil. Which oils are good for cooking, which are good for the salad, and which are not good at all to be consumed, which are dangerous and damaging your gut and your health. Bye.